Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 34 of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we started the fifth and final case, Turnabout and Blaze, in which you, the fake Yatagarasu, is supposedly coming to the Kodopian embassy area, what used to be the Kodopian embassy before it split into two countries of Alabast and Babil. I think that's how you pronounce the names. I have never been sure. Heck, I never been able to pronounce Manny Coachen's name. I don't know. I don't even know if that's his name. Anyways, a fire started. Kay tried to break into the building. And now Francisca, she's angry. And we're getting investigations done. Ambassador Poliano!
And you are?
I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. The world is my public. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? What kind of blasphemy is this, Toy? You're no one's assistant! Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Poliano.
Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth.
What did you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? Are you gonna be whipping me, son? Because I can't take that! I can only take so much abuse! Do I have to worship Miss Von Karma now? Because I'm not gonna worship her, she's not part of the Pantheon! I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Francisca, please! I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have a brain lapse, or if you refuse to spend time with me as a sibling. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. Oh, sorry, my Edgeworth voice went off. My mind was going other places. If you are done playing games. Right, let's begin the investigation. Babali's Embassy, Secretariat's office. Was he a horse? By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess so. I was placed on guard duty for the Babali's Embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Don't they have police officers whose pays can be cut? Well, on account of the calm they got from the Yatagarasu, they called us up and asked us for our help, soy. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years, it was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duties yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. But sorry, if it gets any more, I won't be able to buy even packet noodles anymore. Edgeworth doesn't care. Edgeworth doesn't care about your health, Gumshoe. You are nothing to him. You are expendable. Anyways, let's talk to Poliano.
I can't believe that the money fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is.
Ambassador Poliano, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochran's as well. I don't know. I'm gonna say Cochran. I don't care. I know it's wrong, but it's just rolling off the tongue. I don't know how to pronounce it. Coachin? I don't know. Concho?
You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these.
I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe.
Oh, no, these are simply coupons we distribute to promote the beer. You come to us, yes? Our water is clean. And unlike Burkina and don't go to Burkina, they steal your money. They take your money and they spend your food, but not here in Babil. We don't spend in your food. We nice, yes, we nice. Remember, we have a lot of discounting offers when you visit lovely Babil. And you can we even have an offer where you can throw rotten fruit at the Bulgarians. We hate the Bulgarians. The crap. The dirty people. They live in the north. We partition them off from the west. save the world.
Now I remember, the Republic of Babylon is known for its feverish tourism industry.
We do it with love.
Oh my gosh. Prosecutor's badge.
Oh, is that a prosecutor's badge? It is a very cool design. I know. We should start selling items like these as souvenirs in Babylon. The tourists will absolutely go nuts over them.
Oh my gosh, and at that point just a storm comes over Babylon.
What is happening? Why is the sky going dark?
And then Manfred, the earth cracks open, and Manfred crawls his way out of hell. How dare you promote such unfashionable habits! And then Manfred just slams his fist down on the ground and just cracks the earth open and swallows Babylon whole. Please don't compare the proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir. Okay, sorry. I just had to make sure. Okay, sorry. It sounded a little louder on my left ear than my right. Let me see.
Oh, isn't that our great embassy? How do you like our pamphlets? We do nice pamphlets. We use Times New Roman.
I feel indifferent about them, to be honest. I'm just using this as evidence.
Oh, that's so bad. In that case, I guess we'll have to try harder to make more charming ones. I just had a flash of inspiration. We should make all of our pamphlets into coupon books. We have to like all the old ladies to Babylon. We like Florida.
His expectations of what a coupon can do is just a tad hyperinflated.
You lie! The coupon can do anything! Anything for the coupon, no?
Yes, I'm using my Noki voice. The Noki voice this was the role the Noki voice was made for. No, I'm just scared that it's gonna affect my other voices because it's one of those voices that literally takes over. Ambassador Poliano, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this.
I think that you would know more about the case than I. So let me make out to you for not knowing about anything about that with these coupons! 2 for 4 Floyo! In the plaza!
Thank you, however, I fear I must decline.
No, you take coupon!
And then Poliano just shoves the coupon right in Edgeworth's pocket and gives it a firm slap. Oh, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have so much fun with Manny. I mean, Poliano, what the heck?
Manny, it's CzarThwomp! But don't worry, you can have coupon for 2 for 1 flower at his funeral!
I was wondering if you might be able to tell me a bit more about the deceased, Manny Coachen.
He was the secretary and the embassy secretariat. He was a horse. He ran miles around the track. Charged with running this whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures.
I'm sorry, but did you say printing?
Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy.
I see. Please excuse my forwardness. However, I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before.
Oh, yes? Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KTH incident.
The KTH incident?
The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny.
So your Mr. Cochran is the same man as the one in that case?
It's been 10 years! Manny recovered pussy from that case and dove enthusiastically into his job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee the embassy's renovations. It's really a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him.
Renovations. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations?
We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we are a poor nation, can we? We need fine silk, but not Burgundian silk. It is trash. We throw all the Burgundian silk in the fire. The green fire we crave for our oils. From our wheat crystal oils. Do you like wheat crystal oil, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have a particular fondness.
Nonsense! You take wheat crystal oil. Coupon for 4 for 6 wheat crystal oil. So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying to make our best to make too. However, I guess I'm the only person who could have helped. I guess the only person who could have helped us to our best is no longer with us.
Okay, break on Manny's voice. Poliano's voice. Oh, come on, get the clock. It looks like this was once a grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire.
Hey, Miss Edgeworth, it's okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, soy.
What clocks, Gumshoe? I don't... What clocks do you own? What clocks can you afford? Are you talking about the sun, Gumshoe?
If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but...
Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but although...
That's quite enough, Detective. It's already sad. Literally, just... I'm seeing the sadness coming right now.
These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia.
It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Babalese embassy. So, why there's so many American souvenirs here, soy?
Perhaps the Babalese are studying American culture in our tourism industry.
We take all your tourism! We will take Memphis, Tennessee as our own!
If they have plans to make the Babalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose.
Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, soy. He said that if I bring these with me to Babille, I can trade them in for a few buffets! I can eat!
Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babille?
Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, soy. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babille if I have to.
Sadly, knowing Gumshoe, he would very much do that. Can a few simple coupons really motivate a person to do such fantastic things? Well, when you're cutting his pay, Edgeworth, to the point where Gumshoe can barely eat. It's literally sink or swim for Gumshoe. You'll die. Miles Edgeworth!
What is it?
Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate, and if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will need to speak with me speak to me with respect.
Fine, then stop by speaking to me with respect.
What's with this giddy glint in her eyes? Revenge, Miles Edgeworth! Revenge for all the times in my childhood when you were not there for me!
I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca.
Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me.
I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here in this embassy?
I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess.
Ah, that's right. The Yatagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalese embassy.
Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh?
I see you met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as a bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. No relation. Anyways, however, it seems to have a different he seems to have a different reason for being there. Yes, Alba's not related to Jessica Alba. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu?
They would never harm a soul, soy!
Kay?
You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? All the times you were called short. By the way, you still are, Francisca. You barely grew since then. You didn't drink your milk. You didn't eat your vegetables. You're a shame, Francisca. That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl who kicked you.
Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see, so she's like Batman.
No, I'm Batman.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu is that card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is an us and a mud. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, stories? It's a breach of contract, and it's going in the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder, though, if Callisto you really is the Yatagarasu.
Present the badge. What about your prosecutor's badge? I have one too, you know.
Ah, yes, so you do. But seeing as I'm not currently a proper prosecutor, I thought I'd give presenting it a try.
Is there any way for you to act towards your superior?
Ah!
As if threatening a whipping is the proper way for lecturing someone. I've been doing it with Scruffy for years, Miles Edgeworth, and it has worked perfectly fine. Miss Montgomery, what do you think of this piece of evidence? Well, since you asked so nicely as my subordinate, I'll answer you. However, as your superior, I also must make sure that my subordinates grow on the job. Therefore, please gather your own thoughts together first, and then try presenting again. A simple, I don't have any thoughts about that would have sufficed. Okay, Francisca has nothing else.
Miss Edgeworth, there's still something on this display rack, soy!
Knives, huh? Oh, the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately.
I guess the handles got all burned up by the fire.
Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire.
Ambassador Pariano, are these knives yours?
Why, yes, they are. I use them for stabbing the Bulgarians. I see a Bulgarian in the street, I stab them right in the gut. I make sure to do it as any good Gaddafi boy would. You know, that is actually one reason why we are doing this thing. We Barbalis and Alabastians, we are uniting our hatred of Bulgaria. We have to stand together to keep those damn dirty Bulgarians in place. They are especially the ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babil. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Barbalist ones have been reduced to this state.
Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Pariano, what is this note here for?
Oh, that? It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so that you can change how they look to fit the situation, of course, if you want to stab, or if you just want to slit someone's throat.
I see, so these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. Okay, phew. I swear, every time I'm going to be voicing Poliano, I'm going to feel like I'm going to die.
Because it is a national treasure, can I ask that you may not touch it? I'm afraid that the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat.
But there's a possibility that it is related to the matter, won't you agree?
Hey, Miss Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate later when we find some solid proof.
I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Prima Duck statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins! I must have this! Okay. Yes, just blocking off the area. Were you trying to be the guard? Trying to tell us we cannot pass? Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Montgomery. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly said, don't you dare let anyone near the site. You got it? If I let you examine the site, my superior will get really angry at me.
You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we do as he says?
Yes, I suppose we might as well. So our victim was the Secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Coachen! I heard that he was an admirable person, very admirable. But really, Francisca, just go against Manfred's words? Manfred will be rolling in his grave upon hearing that. No, Manfred.
He is not admirable! He was a defendant! Ergo, he is a criminal!
The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Cochran was stabbed to death in the middle of the raging fire. Wonder what happened inside this room. It was burned to the ground. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape, sharp. What the hell, CzarThwomp? Am I Samuki now? Are you going to be flubbing on my lines too? Even when you're doing the Maki voice? The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, Zoe? This thing practically screams Artsy at me, too! Oh no, it's also covered with blood. Just like the last thing that I said was artsy.
But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Okay, we've got that jotted down. And we got the Yatagarasu key. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's...
Huh? 7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, Zoe?
Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto Yu.
What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, Zoe? I thought he was killed with a knife. Eek!
Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were suspected in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gamshu was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
Oh, I feel like the victim right now. All trampled on, Zoe!
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... Yes. Gotta examine it again.
Oh, wow, that's amazing though. It looks like some kind of magic trick.
Yes, the key. I knew it! This has the exact same piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember the beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember it as well. It has a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like 2 intertwined vines crisscrossing down the blade.
Vines, Zoe. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those 6-sided stars, just like the police mark on our ID, or the Star of David.
I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Babalese Embassy Secretariat holding this? While we don't know how Mr. Cochran came to possess the key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Cadopian Embassy. That's right, Mr. Ferry had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe that means that further research is required into the country of Cadopia. Why don't you ask the ambassador? Ask Ambassador Poliano what he knows. Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Cadopian ambassador long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. Just want to make sure. Okay. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Cochran's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Ah, of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Basically, the Yagarasu's key, okay, is essentially the key to his safe.
Hey, it's another butterfly!
I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Avil. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy, it definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Well, I've got lots of patriotism too, Soy. The reason I became a coward in the first was because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desires.
Burn! You don't have to be so blunt about it, Soy.
Yes. However, you probably can see a big contradiction. The fact that these knives have handles that were burnt. However, we have a knife that, well, its handle wasn't burnt. Breaking out of that office. Codopia. I can imagine Codopia having just a national anthem like the Borat national anthem. Ambassador Poliano, I was wondering if I may ask you about Codopia.
Codopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about?
First, I'd like to ask you about this key.
What about this key?
I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochran's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct?
Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly.
That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife.
Oh! How fascinating!
Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key?
In the knife one, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Cotopia.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
It has both of Cotopia's natural symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key at the embassy back when we were still Cotopia.
Ambassador Poliano, this key was stolen from the Codopian embassy 7 years ago by Calissa Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu.
Oh, really?
You are not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at the time.
She offered me fine flowers and candy. I'm sorry, but I can't be much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only began the ambassador of Babel after Babel became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he probably would know what happened back then.
Mr. Cochran and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago, but that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Okay. We'll talk to Kay and you. Sorry, Kay and Ash. Kay and Sheena, sorry. Okay. Come on, we gotta talk to Kay and Sheena. Sorry, I was getting my wires crossed. Kay, are you alright?
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it right?
Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wiser you give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay is not lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue this way. I must prove my innocent pro's taste.
That's a fireplace. You know, it really gives this place a magic-like glory, don't you think, Soy? Ooh! If these are stable in every Bubbly's house, then I bet Santa Claus raised them a visit too.
How old are you again, detective? Oh, that will come into play. Trust me, that will come into play. Anyways, let's go into logic. Okay. Lock safe. Key used at embassy. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Cochran's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to his personal safe in this office.
Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key that was left us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here?
Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagarasu made off with everything, Soy?
No, detective, I believe all we need is a closer look. I will investigate our suspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What is this here?
It looks like a ripped corner of a piece of paper, Soy.
No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe.
Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch. Not even with my tongue on it. But I don't think I've ever seen a paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has 2 compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I say that there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of the safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. Oh god, my sizes are acting up.
What?
I suppose that you are correct in ascertaining that the paper is stuck in the unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot in the interest of me on this safe. Oh? Yes, I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer. Okay. Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Is that so? The person who used the safe, Mr. Cochran, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like the keyhole that even the average person could figure out?
You can't be serious! Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now, that the Yatagarasu key is the key that will open it.
The Yatagarasu key? Miles Edgeworth, this is better be a very bad joke!
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu key is the very key that will open the second compartment to this safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. What about the knife portion?
Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu key was originally made to open Mr. Cochran's safe in the Codopian embassy. We confirmed this as much by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Look at the knife portion. Head, what do you see?
What are you talking?
It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous!
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever's hidden inside, the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside! Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe! Tear it open with your bare hands!
Yeah, sorry, open it now, sorry!
These items there.
It's a bunch of play-safe things. I guess a piece of art, huh, sorry?
You're in the way! Now move, Scruffy!
I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world!
I figured as much. These are the treasures that this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe more thorough examination is required, which we'll do next episode.
Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer. If you come back for the next one, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.